Have you ever noticed how some people scream louder than everyone else? They bark orders, flex their muscles, or make bold claims about how strong they are. But here's the thing. When real trouble hits, these same people often crumble faster than anyone else. Why do you think that happens? It's because deep down, they're terrified. Terrified of being seen for who they really are. Fragile, insecure, and scared. Their noise isn't strength. It's just smoke and mirrors. An act meant to fool others, and maybe even themselves. But let me ask you something. Have you ever met someone who doesn't need to shout to command respect? Someone whose quiet confidence makes your spine tingle? Those are the ones you should really pay attention to. Let me explain why. Think about it this way. When was the last time a firework impressed you after the show ended? Sure, it's bright, loud, and flashy. But then what? It fizzles out into nothing but smoke and ash. That's exactly what happens with people who rely on noise to prove their worth. They burn brightly for a moment, but as soon as life throws them a curveball, they collapse under pressure. Real power doesn't need to announce itself. Real strength isn't loud. It's silent, steady, and unshakable. Like a shadow creeping through the dark, it moves without warning, without fanfare. And by the time anyone realizes what's happening, it's already too late. Let's talk about silence for a second. Ever been in a room so quiet that every little sound feels amplified? For some people, silence is unbearable because it forces them to confront their own doubts. That's why they fill the air with noise, to drown out the voice inside their head telling them they're not enough. But here's the kicker. The truly strong don't run from silence. They embrace it. They use it as armor, letting it protect them from distractions while they focus on what truly matters. While the loud ones wear themselves out, shouting into the void, the quiet ones are busy building something lasting, something real. And guess what? When the dust settles, those noisy distractions fade away. But the quiet ones, they're still standing. Imagine two types of fighters. One storms into the ring yelling, throwing wild punches, trying to intimidate their opponent before the match even begins. The other stays calm, calculating every move, waiting patiently for the perfect moment to strike. The loud one might look intimidating at first glance, but they're predictable. Their energy burns out quickly. Meanwhile, the quiet fighter is playing chess, while the other side is stuck playing checkers. Every punch lands with precision. Every movement serves a purpose. And when the final blow comes, there's no warning. It's swift, clean, and devastating. That's the difference between making noise and having true power. One is all flash and no substance. The other is steady, relentless, and unstoppable. Life has a funny way of testing us, doesn't it? When the storm hits, when the spotlight fades, and when nobody's watching, what do? Do you crumble under the weight of your own insecurities? Or do you rise above, carrying yourself with dignity and grace. I'll tell you this, the loudest ones rarely survive the storm. They panic, they break, they scream at the wind, hoping someone will save them. But the quiet ones, they endure, they adapt. They keep moving forward even when it feels impossible. Because here's the truth. Resilience isn't built in front of an audience. It's forged in silence, during moments when no one's cheering for you. Those battles shape you. They harden you. And when you finally emerge on the other side, you carry that strength with you, not as a trophy to show off, but as proof that you can handle whatever comes next. There's something beautiful about being underestimated. When people think you're weak because you don't react to their chaos, they stop paying attention. They assume you're harmless, and that's where they go wrong. While they're busy puffing themselves up, trying to convince the world they're untouchable, you're quietly planning your next move. You see opportunities they miss. You anticipate problems they ignore. And when the time is right, you strike. Not with drama, but with precision. They never see it coming. 1 minute, they're gloating about how superior they are. The next, they're scrambling to pick up the pieces of their shattered ego, all because they underestimated the quiet one in the corner. So how do you become that person? The one who thrives in silence while everyone else drowns in noise. Here's my advice. Don't waste your energy trying to prove yourself to people who don't matter. If someone needs convincing, let your actions speak louder than words. Trust me, they'll remember what you did long after they forget what you said. Learn to sit with your thoughts, face your fears, build your strength in private, away from prying eyes. The more comfortable you are with silence, the less intimidated you'll feel by challenges. While others are busy showing off, focus on improving yourself. Build skills, gain knowledge, prepare for the battles ahead. By the time they realize what you've been doing, it'll already be too late. Success isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. While others are chasing quick wins or instant gratification, you're playing the long game. You know that real progress happens when no one's watching. It's in those quiet moments of effort, discipline, and persistence where true greatness is forged. When you focus on growth instead of applause, you create something unshakable, something that can't be taken away from you. Your skills, your mindset, your resilience, they become part of who you are, not just what people see. And when the world finally catches up to how far you've come, they won't question whether you earned it. They'll know. There will always be doubters, people who underestimate you because you don't play their noisy game. Let them. Their doubts aren't about you, they're about them. They project their own fears onto you because they don't understand your quiet confidence. But here's the secret. Their opinions only matter if you let them. Every time someone dismisses you, use it as fuel to prove them wrong. Not for their sake, but for yours. Show them through results, not arguments, that you are never someone to overlook. When the moment comes, and it will, let your actions leave no room for debate. Patience is one of the most underrated traits in today's fast-paced world. Everyone wants everything now. Instant success, immediate recognition, overnight fame. But you understand that the best things take time. Like a tree growing its roots deep into the soil before reaching for the sky. You're building a foundation so strong that nothing can knock you down. While others grow restless, waiting for results, you stay steady. You trust the process. You know that every step forward, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goals. And when the breakthrough finally comes, it won't feel like luck. It'll feel like destiny. Here's the truth. You don't need to conform to anyone else's idea of success. The world tries to tell us we need to shout louder, hustle harder, and chase validation at every turn. But you know better. You know that being authentic matters more than being accepted. So embrace who you are. The quiet strength, the calm determination, the relentless pursuit of excellence. Don't dim your light to make others comfortable. Instead, shine in your own way, even if it means standing alone. Because at the end of the day, the only person you need to impress is yourself. There's beauty in timing. While others exhaust themselves trying to force opportunities, you wait for the right moment to act. You know that sometimes the most powerful move isn't the first one, it's the final one. When the pieces align, when the stage is set, you strike with precision and purpose. And when you do, it leaves an impact that reverberates far beyond the initial action. People will look back and wonder how you did it, how you stayed so composed while everyone else scrambled. They'll realize too late that you weren't idle, you were preparing. That silence they mistook for weakness, it was your greatest weapon. In a world obsessed with noise, choose to leave a legacy. Noise fades, but legacies endure. What kind of mark do you want to leave behind? Do you want to be remembered for shouting the loudest, or for achieving the impossible without seeking permission? Your journey is yours alone, and the impact you make doesn't need to be announced. It needs to be felt. Whether it's through your work, your relationships, or the lives you touch, aim to create something lasting, something meaningful, something that speaks for itself. History remembers the quiet ones, the thinkers, the doers, the silent forces that changed the world without needing fanfare. They didn't seek attention, they sought excellence. They didn't crave validation, they craved impact. And in doing so, they became legends. So keep going, keep growing, keep thriving in the silence they fear. Let them make all the noise they want. It won't change the outcome. When the dust settles, you'll still be standing, stronger and wiser than ever. Because while they were busy talking, you were busy winning. And that, my friend, is the ultimate victory.